Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to not the Hope Show. This is not the Hope Show. Welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and this is an episode of the Hype Show. This wasn't supposed to happen today at all, but it did. And I'm all here for that Battle Damage T800 Endoskeleton. It's a figure I've been waiting for basically since Christ was a boy. 30 years in the making. And I know there's a lot of people out there that think Anakin's the GOAT, but I gotta say, I think the Endoskeleton is the GOAT. Speaking to another man who thinks Anakin is the GOAT, Harrison, thanks very much for joining me in the not the Hope Show, the Hype Show. How are you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, all good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I've had a lot of coffee today, but I'm very excited about this. So yeah, so we'll get straight into it, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just going to address the chat really quickly and then just go through a few things because there's a few announcements to make, folks. This I will be giving more details on this in about 2 minutes, so you're very welcome to this hype stream for the T800 Endoskeleton. We will be discussing everything that was announced and released today. We're going to try and fly through these, a lot to get through, so it's a very figure heavy live stream. Try to get out here by 9 o'clock, so just under an hour and a half. So if you want to be included in the channel member giveaway to mark the 100th episode of the Hope Show, which is due to take place at the moment, October 27th. That date is provisional, but it's looking good. Become a channel member. There's absolutely no obligation whatsoever, but if you become a channel member, you will have the chance to, you'll be entered into the giveaway, and you'll have a chance to win some stuff, which I will go through later on. And depending on your trooper or commander, you'll have kind of different probabilities of chances. I will explain all of that later on. So speaking of new channel members, Harrison became a channel member.
Welcome to the club, man.
Much appreciated, Harrison. Appreciate you watching the channel, being part of the panel, and I do appreciate you being a channel member. And who knows, maybe I'll be giving one of the prizes to you, and people will say it's a fix.
Maybe, who knows?
You can't fix these ducks. These duck races, they're infallible.
No, can't.
We got another channel member as well. We got 1/6 Mike. I just did a premiere stream on the official prototype images for the T800 Battle Damaged Terminator, which we'll be talking about later on. But of course, 1/6 Mike joined during that, so much appreciated to you, Mike.
Welcome to the club, man.
Who else do we have? We have in the chat with us, we have Jim Collector. He is usually a channel member he is a channel member on the Hope Show. He's a panel member, and he is a mod. He's a wielder of the blue wrench. Do not mess with Jim. We have the actual John Krasinski. Would you believe he's taken his time out for being a Hollywood celebrity to watch the Hope Show? That's amazing. That's amazing. Imagine. What are the chances? Do you think it's a real John Krasinski? What are the chances? What do you think, Harrison? Yeah, you never know. Maybe he's a
Never
collector.
know.
Yeah. Of course, we have Viking Collectibles, who is now a panel member and has been a channel member on the Hope Show last week. And yeah, hopefully we'll see more of him. We have Vita, Jim's better half. Thanks very much. Please follow Vita, aka her geeky side on Instagram. She takes incredible photos, likewise as so Jim does. We got Boba Fettuccini. We got Dogito, both channel members. Thank you very much for being here. No, this is one of my students. I knew it. Okay, so we're going to block this individual. And 1 second. There we go. Bye. All right, and we'll continue on. I have my suspicions. Okay, so we've got Geo, the movie canon. Thanks very much for being here, and that's about it. All right, so what are we here for? So we got 5,216 subscribers. If you're one of them, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Didn't think I'd get the channel past 100, but here we are. Follow me on Instagram as well. I do like unboxings, reviews, reels. This is where I advertise and post all of my links to videos and live stream and figure photography and all that. So we recently hit 2,000 followers, so go over there at 16figurefocus, no underscores or spaces, and yeah, just click the follow button. Greatly appreciated. Shout out to the members. So we have obviously 16 Mike, who is the latest channel member, and we've got, of course, Harrison here, Viking Collectibles, Positive Fandom, Freako, Kaliko, Collectors of the Universe, Yomo, Shiny, The Ben Thomas Show, Dogito, Stanley, Vita, aka her geeky side, Tiny Art Guy, Figurecraft, 16 Shooter, Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, H and Silver Fox, Jose G Hernandez, B Wong, Brian Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot Snare Corner, Mike L, and Ryan Smith. Okay, and then shout out to the commanders who get their YouTube handles displayed at the end of all the content, like this. And as usual, rest in peace, Mark Mitchell. So the giveaway applies to the channel members. Why are we doing a giveaway? Because the Hope Show is having its 100th show on Monday, the 27th of October, all going well. That is the provisional date, but I'm going to try my best to stick to that. Who enters the giveaway, or who has entry to the giveaway? It is channel members only. The last time when I gave away the Artisan Anakin Skywalker light side figure, I opened it up to channel members, to and subscribers. Anyone who, I think to enter, you had to be either a channel member on the night of the giveaway or drop a super chat between certain dates, or a super thanks. And people were coming in dropping like a $2 super chat or super thanks, and yeah, I some people dropped 20, so I entered everyone in there. But this time, this one is particularly just for channel members only. It's going to be a huge duck race, essentially. There will be multiple giveaways. We will do multiple duck races. At the moment, there are going to be 7, but there is more to come, so it'll more than likely be more than that. Lots of ducks. So if you're a trooper, you'll get 1 entry. And let's say you win the first race, the first prize. You obviously will get given that prize, and I will remove you then for the future race to give other people a chance. Now, if you're a commander, you get 3 shots. So if you are, let's say, John, and you're a commander's member of your channel member on the commander's tier, there'll be John 1, John 2, and John 3. So if you win something as John 1, you get taken out. You get given, you basically have 3 ducks to get a prize, basically. Okay. So, and those ducks as well can move on. So for example, if a trooper wins something on the first race, they will get a prize, obviously, whatever that race was for, but they don't get another entry. However, the commanders will have 3 shots. So if John is John 1, John 2, John 3, if he wins something under the name John 1, then John 1 will be removed for next races, but John 2 and 3 will still be there. I hope that makes sense. I'll explain it as well on the night and everything. So they'll have multiple shots. The prizes. So these are the prizes so far. Fusion Reactors, who does the kits, the light up kits, Fusion Reactors on Instagram. That's at Fusion_Reactors Hendra. I have some of his products for the light up Iron Man and various different things you can see in the behind me are lit up using his kits instead of those batteries, and they're all USB powered and controlled by a smart app. So the Fusion Reactors, he has actually donated 3 light up kits for the DX46. That's the battle damage T800 2.0, and the light up kits don't just light up the eye, but they light up the base as well. So 3 separate kits. So shout out to him. Next one, at Ironworks Studios, they kind of specialize in, they make a lot of things, but they specialize in 1/6 scale lightsabers. I don't believe they're CCFL, I believe they're the LED ones. He has donated not 1, not 2, but 3 6 scale LED lightsabers, a Vader, an Anakin, and a Luke. So these are pretty good prizes so far. And then Luke Lights, the people that make the custom lights for IKEA Detolfs, Blalidens, and the IKEA Millswood I have downstairs. Dave donated $168 of store credit because that's enough to kit out 2 detolfs with Luke lights. So they're the prizes so far. Lion Rock said they're interested. I will be adding to this as the weeks go by. So if you want to be in with a chance to win any of those, be a channel member on the night of the giveaway. If you're a trooper, you get 1 entry. And if you're a commander, you get essentially 3 bites of the apple. All right. New videos. I made this video with just 2 based on the one photo that showed the 2 images on this yesterday. I just couldn't wait. And then today, of course, I made another video on this because it's incredible. Okay, we're going to go through this chronologically. We're going to fly through these. So, Harrison, have you taken any looks at this thing here? Or did you have any interest in this, the JazzInc 112 scale batwing?
No, but I did see that it's gone up for the order now. But it's again, like last time, it's such a good piece, but it's just still so big even at that scale. I would have nowhere to put it in my collection. But if you're a big 89 fan, then it's a no-brainer, really. Now you've got the smaller version.
Yeah, I'd agree, man. That like I would have nowhere to put that 1/6 scale version, and it was that 1/6 scale 1989 Batwing that first attracted me towards JazzInc dioramas. I spent a lot of time looking at that, and I was like, eventually I realized it's very expensive, and for something that is just way too big, I just have no place to display that properly. I think this piece would be best displayed if someone has a huge basement, and around the perimeter of the basement they have their module cases or their detolfs or their billy bookcases or their Bleedens or whatever, and then in the center they have pedestals, you know, like you could have for standalone statues and stuff like in an art museum. And if you had that 6 scale Batwing in the middle of the room where you could fully walk around it and appreciate it. But yeah,
it's definitely a standout piece. It needs that sort of attention to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I backed it, but it basically they don't charge you unless the goal of 3,000 backers is met. So at the moment they're about maybe 5 days into a 60-day back to build project, and they're at 660 backers out of 3,000. Yoast explained that to offer the price, which is very competitive, I think it's like $389 for the full set with the Batwing, the 12 scale seated Batman, and the stand as well. And they're looking at adjustments on the stand, so you're not limited to that angle. But $389, very competitive price. But he can only offer that if 3,000 people back this. If 3,000 people doesn't back it, I'd imagine either it won't go into production, or maybe he says, right, we've got a 2,000 backers, so I'd be willing to do it, but the price is going to go up, you know. So time will tell. Yeah, pardon, you break up there.
Like the HasLab stuff, where you've got to
Yeah.
reach the goal, otherwise it just sort of doesn't make it.
Yeah. Now, 3,000 is ambitious. There's an argument saying that anyone in the JazzInc group who wants it has already ordered it, and I completely see that. There's another argument saying that, oh well, if he dropped it down to 2,000 or maybe 1,500 and just charged an extra 100, wouldn't that be better? But then other people are saying, yeah, but the price is definitely part of the appeal here. 389 is so competitive, and I think you're getting a lot of value there. And then there's another argument that I heard that people were like, well, you know, a lot of people in the group are going to get it and going to back it, but they're also collecting other things, so they're staggering out their payments, so they know they have 2 months to do this, so there probably will be a flurry towards the end.
I think if you want this, you should back it now, because the price is so good.
I think so, yeah.
For that scale as well.
Yeah. I've backed it, and great thing is you don't get charged unless it hits the goal of 3,000. So they take your details and verify your card, but nothing gets charged until if it hits its 3,000 goal, then you'll be charged either your deposit, and that's only the deposit then, or your payment plan will kick in. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I hope it hits. It's not looking great at the moment, but then again, it's only 5 days in,
Yeah,
and
still got plenty of time.
Plenty of time, yeah. And there will be a flurry, so hopefully this does the job. So yeah, do you have anything else to add, or will we move on?
No. This is, I think if you're interested, definitely back it now.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. So the next thing we're going to talk about, like, I don't really have much to say on this, but what do you think of this?
I think it's missing the rest of the flame effect, personally. I think if you're going to get the Human Torch, you want to at least be able to have him completely inflamed.
As in, you think it should come the normal version and also be completely engulfed in flame as well?
Yeah, I think it should have been almost like a 2-pack, but one just finish off what they've started with that. So then if you wanted it, that version, then you've got that.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do that, then maybe do another head sculpt with some flame effects to the head sculpt as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you. I don't think the head sculpt is all the way there. I think with the Fantastic Four, like I'm not getting any of these. I'm just I thought the movie was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was maybe 3 stars. I did enjoy it, but I was never. They're not really a group that or characters I really ever gravitated towards. So there's only going to so much I'm only going to enjoy the movie so much. I thought it was good, but that's it. So yeah.
I really like the film. The thing with this one though, I don't see anyone buying it on its own. But if you buy the entire team, I think it would just complete the team. And then that point, you would look at it and then go, "Oh, it's the Fantastic Four," rather than go, "Oh, well, that doesn't quite look like the Human Torch." You would just, "Oh, it's the Human Torch," and then look at the other ones as well.
Yeah, at least they completed the team though.
Like, definitely.
You know, hats off. They completed the team. I think the outfits work quite well, but I find that like. I think together they'll look good, but if you look at it, I was kind of thinking that I actually do like this idea here, because I think if he's all covered up, it could look like very hunk of plastic, but at the same time, this isn't going to look like this on the shelf. They've done a bit of Photoshop here to make it look like it's almost glowing, and I don't think it lights up, does it?
No, I don't think it lights up. But I suppose if you've got it under lights, some of the light effects do look really good once under light.
That is true. The way that bounces off the kind of plastic, whatever.
Slightly see through, and it does. Yeah. Sometimes it can look like that if it's done well.
Yeah, I was never going to get these anyway, but I think that head sculpt needs work. I think a lot of people wanted the entire flame effect, and I think it's a hard one to do, really. I mean, because they all have traits or powers, we'll say, that they don't really, they mightn't necessarily, it's hard to capture those powers in figure form. I think of it, Vanessa Kirby's the Invisible Woman. What are you going to do? Sell an empty box? Like, it doesn't, do you know what I mean? It's a hard one to give the impression.
They could have done just some, like, similar to what they've done here, where like the Mr. Fantastic, just some swap out parts where you could have just had like invisible arms or invisible
legs. Like translucent?
Yeah, just so it's just see-through plastic. So you could just... have something.
Well, because they've done they did that like Force Ghost Darth Maul, didn't they? That people said was a shampoo bottle. So like maybe they go back to Predator and do like some sort of a translucent version which has like partially showing and some green kind of luminous blood and stuff on it. But yeah, not for me. But look, they've completed a team anyway.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of happy people now.
I think so. Look, think of the amount of teams that they haven't completed. Do you know?
Oh, yeah, we're still waiting for Thunderbolts, aren't we?
The Thunderbolts, that's not happening. The Inquisitors, there's 2 there that they teased and never happened. Guardians of the Galaxy is probably the one that's the most shameful, like, you know?
Yeah.
Really quickly, we're just going to take a look at what Inart are up to, which isn't much. I've decided I think I am going to pull the trigger on Negan Smith. That just cracks me up. And Rick Grimes. But kind of like people were saying that some people in the JazzInc group mightn't have ordered the 1989 12 scale Batwing because they're staggering out their payments because they're collecting other things. I'm doing something similar because I got paid on Friday and I had, things that normal groceries and bills and stuff to pay for. And there's a few other things that I wanted to do, and my deluxe Wolverine's ready to ship, so I just paid for that. So I had to stagger things out. So this is a reminder on my phone for maybe a month's time to go. That's for the end of October, because these are going to be up until I think I think it's the 30th of October, but I'm considering these. But we're not here to talk about them. So what I've noticed is I took a look at this Inart collectible 7 hours ago, and I was like, is this actually going to be? This is a testament to how good this 12 scale is. I took a quick look, very quick look, and I thought maybe they're finally doing their 1/6 scale bale, which they really should. But this is actually an accessories pack. Pardon?
Everyone is waiting for that 6 scale one. Everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that something you'd be keen on?
It is probably the only one I would be tempted by. I've seen all the Hot Toys ones, but none of them have quite come to the level I would like. And I think just going by the 12 scale, I think that the 6 scale is going to nail it.
Yeah, I hope so. I have the DX19 that I still think it's kind of an underrated figure. It's not perfect, but I think a lot of this, probably can say this about a lot of figures, in the right pose, it can just shine. And I have a custom cape on mine, to be fair, but I have a nice, very good pose with a lot of presence, and I really like it. But plus it's my favorite bat suit, so I'm biased. This is an accessory kit for the 12 scale. That's what it is. So I believe it's the backpack and an empty cowl. But what I'll do is I'll just actually read it here. Yeah, is it an extra cape?
Yeah, wide cape.
So the other cape, was it a drape cape initially?
Yeah.
And it's funny, there seems to be a chest plate here. I wonder why that is.
Is that for the new cape because it's wide, it's thicker maybe?
That might make sense. Yeah, that might make sense. It does make sense. All right, so I'm just going to take a look at what it says here. So it says underneath here, it says, what's inside? Empty helmet, backpack from the Hong Kong heist scene. Empty helmet because he's holding the empty helmet during that scene just before he dives off. A posable wired cape. Yeah, you're on the money there. An open and shut faceplate, a shouting faceplate, interchangeable chest armor piece. It's funny how they didn't include this all in one.
That's what I was thinking. I thought that these sort of things should have just been in the pack originally. It's almost like there's been some third party people that have been doing some bits and then they've sort of reacted to that.
Yeah, instead of being proactive. Or I always found it came out fairly quick as well. So maybe they had intended on doing this, but then all the people who bought it are kind of going, oh, I could have used those things, you know. And I was impressed by that 12 scale, and it is my favorite rendition of Batman and all that, but I just
it's the best Bruce Wayne sculpt.
Pardon?
I think it's the best Bruce Wayne sculpt that we've seen.
It's a bloody grape. Yeah, it is actually really good. I
think it's very good.
Yeah. And then I happened to stumble across these. I don't get it. It says, don't miss the exclusive blank male body 1/12 action figure grey version. I don't know who would want these. I mean, just off the top of my head, maybe customizers, or perhaps maybe a 12 scale customizers who want to, I don't know, use this to make a version of Batman or a version of Superman, or maybe even people who sketch comic books to pose the figure in a certain way so that they can use it as a muse to sketch it for the frame they're making. What do you think?
I think, from just those pictures, it just looks like where we see some of those bodies that you can just get to make your own figures. It looks just like that, but for a 12 scale now. So if you could if you're a 12 scale collector, you now can just do some custom figures. But that's very big and bulky, so it's very particular to certain characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but some people out there are going to make this work.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've got different versions. Like that could be like, you could imagine someone doing some sort of an old man, exaggerated version of. That's so funny.
Very good.
Yeah, they're in fairness. Yeah, they're in fairness, very very well articulated. We'll say. Yeah.
Strange that is it. So this is down as Morphig though, but no, so not Inart 112. So is there now 3 of them? Because you're Inart 112 and Morphig.
Yeah, I thought the Inart 112. I thought this was Morphig, but apparently this is not Morphig. This is just like you said, Inart 112. They're kind of muddying the waters there. Like, it's just pick a lane. You're good at what you do with the 1/6 scale. Just I'd prefer if they stop concentrating on the 112 and just like went all go on the 1/6. But there's probably statue collectors out there saying, well, we'd prefer if they'd stop doing the 1/6 and work on the. So yeah. What is this? This is another Wukong?
Yeah, Wukong. But the final boss where you fight him, the Great Sage at the end, is very good. It's basically just the golden armor, but with a different head sculpt from the looks of it.
Ah, right. Because they've done... I think I've seen this one before, but I thought this one went up for pre-order already.
Yeah, that one's out. Well, should be out already. But this is literally, from the looks of it, a different coloured head, slightly different expression, and different hands. The rest of the armor looks very similar.
And have you played the game?
Yeah, I've played it and finished it. It's a very good game.
Wow. I've heard it's like, I'm not a gamer, but I've heard even from gamers that it's really difficult.
It is very difficult, but in a Souls-like game, which is very similar to, in my opinion, it's easier than most.
Right.
It's still a very difficult game, and it will take you a long time to finish, but it's a very, very well done game, I would say.
Good stuff. So this is another character from Black Myth Wukong. I'm glad you're here because I don't have a clue about this. These all look great. They all look very
Yeah,
detailed.
they're very good. This is stunning. She's one of the bosses.
And is that sculpted hair?
It's a mix. The sculpted and it's a bit like the Superman. You've got the sculpted and the rooted fringe.
I think that's the way it was supposed to be, but then when it came out, I think it was all sculpted, or maybe there's a curl there that I just haven't seen yet. But
mine definitely has the little curl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe mine does, but it's probably just pushed in or something.
It's just so much product in it. They might as well have just sculpted it.
Yeah. It was a bit of a weird move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But I love that base as well. That base is incredible.
I'll go back to that base now. I want to get a better look at it.
I don't know if this is another one that's just gone to the metal crotch grabber or not. But they seem to be going that way now. And it would make sense. Right in the middle there, you've got the little mound that would cover the whole.
They could remove that, yeah. How do you feel about the magnetic bases? I actually really like the magnetic base. I wish they just perfected it, but would you prefer...
I think the best thing that they could do with the bases is just to please everyone, because there are some people that prefer crotch grabbers. Yeah. I think they should have just done it where the entire base was magnetic, and then it pleases the people who wants the magnetic base. And then if you want the crotch grabber, you can use that as well.
Yeah.
And that way would have been the best way, because then it pleases everybody. I can't imagine it would be that difficult to do.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this here. This is their kind of unboxing. Sorry. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't watch it all, but like, okay, that right there, that looks incredible. So this is the Nazgul or ringwraith.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. I'm just going to skip through and... here we go. You Lord of the Rings fan?
Big Lord of the Rings fan, yeah. But I have passed on this purely because I would want it with the horse, and I don't have space for the horse.
It is enormous.
It is. It's just so... on the horse, it stands out so much better. But on its own, it's still pretty good. But it's just... with the amount of stuff that's coming out, I couldn't spend more just on a Nazgul, as much as it does look good. And the fact that everything looks like it's die cast as well.
I love this comment on the right, underneath Zach's comment by Patricia. Honestly, couldn't be darker? ? Like, it would make more sense for them to have, because it's such a dark character, and the materials, it's a dark horse. Everything about it is dark, apart maybe the silver bits, whatever. Couldn't they have like put a white background or something like that?
Definitely could have done a white top at least.
Yeah, I know it's their style and all that, but it's a bit counterproductive. It's hard to see the product you're trying to promote. In fairness, the horse is actually not dark. It's a kind of a dark brown, really, isn't it?
I always thought they were more darker than that. I never realized that they were so brown.
I always thought it was a black horse. Like I thought it was.
From the movies, it always looked so much darker. But I guess not.
In fairness, it does look pretty damn good, though.
Yeah, it does.
It's an intimidating look. They were very intimidating in the movie as well.
Yeah, and they would look really good if you had more than one, but then that would become very, very pricey very, very quickly. But I'm sure someone will get all nine.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just gonna check in with the chat. Really, did you go for the ringwraith, or you didn't go for the ringwraith because you'd want to put the horse and the space? Yeah, I got you. Cool. We're gonna move on briefly to these guys, but first I just want to check in with the chat really quickly because I'm kind of behind in comments. 24 people watching live. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. How are we doing? Okay, so we are. I think I've caught up with most people. Just want to catch up with a few people here. So we've got, of course, we have Vita. Okay. And then we have, of course, we have Geo as well. And we got Jose Plus. Thanks very much for being here, Jose. And then we have, actually, haven't got one of these in a long time, but we have a super chat. And it is from Angry Dog Hobby. Guys, do you remember I've been waiting for the Endoskeleton for so long? I already pre-ordered mine. First of all, thanks very much for the $5. I'm not sure exactly what the currency is, but I appreciate the super chat. Let us know where did you sound like you're as excited about the Endoskeleton as I am. Where did you pre-order from? Let us know. Jim saying the flame effect reminds me of Bugles crisps. Can't unsee it now. You know the ones. Yeah. They're kind of like a bugle's like a type of horn or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of like a spiral, like a little tornado or something, if I'm remembering correctly. Honestly, I think this looks pretty good. Head sculpt has a solid likeness. Glad they finished team. Man, I gotta disagree with you on that, Jim. It's funny how people see the things differently, but yeah, wasn't a fan of it now. Negan looks damn good. Absolutely. And I agree with you here, though. It is crazy how good the 112 stuff looks these days. Jim saying Wukong is fantastic. These figures that Inart are producing from this game are equally impressive. To be honest, it's not a Souls-like game. This goes right over my head. I don't know what you're talking about. That term is getting thrown around too much these days. Highly regarded game. What is a Souls game? Can you explain to me what it is? I don't understand.
So I've played all of them. They're just very, very difficult games. They're very hard to you'll have an area, you play through the area, you then get to an end boss, you have to fight the boss, and then while you're getting there, you activate different waypoints or fire pits or something like that, and then you'll eventually just die continuously, constantly. And that's, as much as it's not necessarily a Souls-like game, it's very similar in ways as well. You still have an open level, you have lots of bosses, it's very difficult, you have these checkpoints. So as much as it isn't a Souls game, they're just very similar.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds frustrating. I'm guessing it is frustrating, yeah?
It is. It takes a long time. You've got to just learn sort of the patterns of each boss to be able to get past the boss.
Cool.
And it can take many, many times.
Yeah. So I'm just going to take a look, or we're going to take a look at this. We're going to try and fly through this. So this is, let me see, is it a clone commando? Would that be right? From Bad Batch? Clone commando?
Could be. I lose track with all the clones. There's so many.
But it's from the Bad Batch 1/6 scale clone commando blogger photos. Now I understand they've done a bunch of these, and this is kind of like, I think they're basically, they first appeared in a game, and I believe there was like a team of 4 that have like specific names, and they've got their own kind of different paint apps and designs.
Yeah,
and they all,
they've been all exclusive, haven't they? Each one's been.
Yeah, and they all look really good. And I do collect troopers, and I do like the design, but there's 2 things holding me back. One, I've never played the game or watched the Bad Batch, so I can't justify it. Number 2, I believe these are supposed to be bigger. People who are in the know were saying that these are a bit underscaled. They're supposed to be pretty big, taller than your average trooper. Yeah. Does look good, though. I do like the design.
They're very good. Yeah. I can see a lot of people buying these to paint themselves because they're so clean.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talented customizers out there, but I can still think of about 6 other troopers that I don't have that I'd rather have before these. I think I'd rather get the Bad Batch than a few of these,
yeah.
to be honest.
I'd rather get the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And
Now, maybe if... go on.
Sorry, okay.
No, you're okay, go on.
No, I was just saying that there's so many and they would look so good all together. But then once you buy one, then you're in that hole, aren't you? You go, well, I'll get that one, and then I'll get that one, and so on and so forth.
And you need to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you will run out of space and you will run out of money real quick. So Stanley's saying, do you ever run out of space? Yeah, you would. You do. At some point, you're going to have to go, like, either move into a different room, which realistically I don't think is an option for most collectors, or rethink how you're choosing to display things. So when you have one figure per shelf, like myself, you're kind of restrained to that 7x4 28, and then whatever if you have other cabinets or something like that. So I'm in the process of I'm ordering new module cases to go custom made at the other side of this room, which will basically future proof me for, well, that's pretty much it. That's like, but even that, you could eventually, given enough time, I think it's going to come a certain time you're going to have to either, in my case, one figure per shelf. I'm not going to change what's behind me. That's staying the same. So that will remain one figure per shelf. With the rare exceptions being like R2 and C-3PO, which, you know, figures that are meant to go together. You could probably justify a Han and Chewie, or I have got Vader flanked by 2 troopers. But with the module cases on the other side of the room that you can't see, the reason I'm doing that is, yeah, because I need more space, but also it'll give me the option to display things in a way that I don't normally display them. For example, the Inart Joker 4-pack is to my right on the windowsill. I hate that it's on the windowsill. That would be perfect in a module case. My troopers are down behind me because I sold my tumbler, because I'm getting the JazzInc tumbler. I actually sold a tumbler the weekend. Okay. And I got the asking price for it, which is good, which was, you know, still a bit under what I paid for it, but I did get it at a good deal initially. And yeah, so those troopers, they're not staying there. Like that's the space. They're temporarily there because the JazzInc tumbler is going to go there. But I need to clear this space in front of me that you can't see, because the module cases are going to go in there, and you'll have, like, say, a group display for all the troopers, or a group display for example, the Inart Joker 4-pack, or even like an endgame display or something like that. So yeah, look, space and money, you're going to run out of space and money. Your space is fixed, but you're only 2 weeks, maybe a month away from your next paycheck. So at some point, you're going to have to make the decision, change how you display, sell some stuff, or rotate stuff, which a lot of people don't like. What do you think?
Yeah, I think utilizing the space that you have. So if you, like you say, I mean, I personally do think that a shelf in a detail.
Frozen there.
Am I frozen?
Not sure if I'm.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know if he's frozen or if I've frozen. Anyone in the chat, can you tell me if I've frozen? Oh no, he's gone. It's just me now. He's gone. Well, I'll carry on.
I think I'm back there. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Internet just dropped there temporarily. I got glitched. I got snapped.
Utilizing the space. So your display, I think, is in my opinion, the best way you can display a figure. I think one, a shelf, or two that are like C-3PO and R2. But if you want to collect a lot of different things, then going something for a module case or a garage shelf. I've got 3 garage shelves that I've built now. And they're much better for if you have a large group, like you say, the end game, or I'm planning to put the whole fellowship in one once they're all out. I think if you're wanting to go with a lot more figures, I think you need to just make sure that you're using the space you have the best you can. And then eventually you will fill up. No matter what space you have, you will fill it up. So it will be a case of slowing down on the pieces that you want to get, or swapping out ones that you really, really want for something. One of the ones you're not really, that's on a bottom shelf.
Yeah. I one of the reasons, like, say, I got the custom module cases, obviously the main reason was because I wanted to display vehicles. So the 7 Bladens are on top of these 2 custom JazzInc, or sorry, custom module cases, capable of displaying 6-scale vehicles. So there's like 2 of them, one for each vehicle. One is the JazzInc 89, and the other one will have the JazzInc Tumbler. But another reason was because it acts as a natural riser, because it gets the bottom shelf higher and gives it more respect. Do you know? So yeah, because I know a lot of people say, like, if you want to know, they kind of like make jokes. If you want to see the next thing you're going to sell, just check your bottom shelf. Like, you know what I mean? So
pretty much. They always slowly just work themselves down, don't they?
Yeah, it's funny, I have actually original trilogy on my bottom shelves, but the reason I've done that is because it's easier to wire them. Yeah. Because a lot of them have either CCFLs or Neo LEDs or very nice custom light up, or not custom, sorry, just light up dioramas, like the Death Star ones, or the what other ones, the Besman Luke and stuff like that, you know. So it's easier to send the wire down. You don't have to run it down a hole.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So none of us are getting this, and oh god, this one will probably be quick. I have absolutely no interest in this. I think we've had like the Venom they did a Tom Hardy Venom from the first one, from the second one. We have a Spider-Man 3 kind of symbiote. We've another type of symbiote recently there as well, and this one I believe is the comic, the game one. Yeah. So this, I have just absolutely no interest in this. I think it's a cool character and all, but it's just not for me. This is the comic book series, I believe. It's not based in the movie.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I really,
it's pretty cool. Like, it is. It's very cool design. But go on, what do you think?
I think I think this. If you want a Venom, this is the Venom. It's got the white spider logo. It's got the white backing on the hands. The base is great. It's a much better base than the other ones. I love diorama bases. But as you said, there's so many. So if you've wanted a Venom, you've probably got a Venom. So it's not necessarily a need. As I've got the Venom from the second Venom film. And I love that figure. So I, as much as I do like it with the white logo, I don't see the need to go buying another one. But if you don't have a Venom, then this is the one to get. It's the most comic book accurate. It's the best looking.
Yeah. What was the huge one from the PS5 game?
Yeah.
Did that have the white spider, or a white spider on the chest?
It does have its own version of the white spider, yeah. But with that one, it's just enormous. So big. It's just so big. So it definitely will stand out if you've got that one. But this is the best, most accurate sizing, best logo. Yeah, it's
if you're a comic book Venom fan,
this
could be right up your alley.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's fair. And you got all the little symbiotes. Right. This man, that looks like a xenomorph there. See above
it does look a bit like a
doesn't it? Yeah. Sure, like Disney owns everything now, so do you know?
Right. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, you see, you don't realize this, but Venom is now being controlled by Wendy. If you know, you know. So the next thing we're going to go on to, another one I think it's a cool character, but again, it's just because my collecting, I'm not throwing any shade at Venom or throwing any shade on the Doom here, but it's just my collecting is rooted in my love of movies and TV shows. So this here is just not for me. Where if you're a diehard comic book fan, you've been reading comic books since Christ was a boy, this will be right up your alley. So this is a comic book series, or Doom based in a comic book series. Crazy base, man. Is that all included?
Yeah, I think so.
Even see the way that the gold wings there. See, like the supports for it. Is that part of it as well?
Yeah, I think they hang down flags. From the wing.
Yeah, right. That's actually pretty cool. Interesting to see how what the design for the Robert Downey Jr. one will be like. And I'm still keen to know, like, how are they approaching that? I'm kind of nearly refusing to believe it's just, oh yeah, he's playing Doom now, and you have to forget that he was Tony Stark for 20 years. I'm not really buying that.
They'll have to. I'm sure they've worked it out the best way to do it, and they obviously have the idea to bring him back. But if they don't absolutely nail it, I think a lot of people will just go, "But it's just Iron Man."
It's a big gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, but this does look great. This piece, if you're a Doom fan, like I've seen a lot of people saying, "Well, I'm just waiting for Doomsday."
Yeah, but if you're a diehard comic book fan, you know you won't care too much about Robert Downey Jr. and his likeness and the new version. You want the comic book accurate version.
Yeah,
so I can see why people be excited by this, but then didn't realize he had a gun.
No.
But then myself, it's like I like when they take the source material of the comics and run it through what I like to call the reality filter to almost make it happen, like make us believe that it could happen in real life, kind of thing. But and just make it work on screen, because not everything that's in a comic book necessarily transitions well to live action. But
as we went further to Endgame, they did slowly get more and more, very more comic-like.
Yeah, and some of the best designs, that Endgame Cap, that's with the scales, that is my favorite look for Cap, and very, very influenced from the comic books, that scales look. So I thought they nailed it with that. This one I'm very excited about. Are you a Dark Knight fan?
I am a fan, but not a die-hard fan like you.
Yeah, mad. What age are you? You don't have to answer that live if you don't want to answer, but I just want to I'm trying to carbon date you here. Like, so are you on the young side or?
Oh, how old am I? I'm 32.
Yeah. Pardon?
I'm 32.
I think Jim's around 32. Would you be around similar age to Jim?
All similar ages.
And like, who's say like, if you had to sit down and watch a Batman movie, like what would be your go-to?
The one that most people will hate, which is BVS.
BVS, yeah.
That's my go-to. I mean, I grew up with all of them, so as a kid, it was always actually the Kilmer one. Probably is the one I watched.
Really?
Yeah, that was probably the one I watched the most. But no, I love BVS and Affleck as Batman. But again, I was like everyone else when they announced Affleck as Batman. I was like, well, after Batman, no, he can't be Batman. There's no way he's going to do a decent Batman. But I was blown away by that.
Yeah, and a lot of people do like him as well, because the suit was kind of very close to comic accurate, which is a perfect segue. Alan says, "Hi, Alan. Wolverine's suit translated quite well." It absolutely did. No, it did. It really did. But they just tweaked it enough so he wasn't wearing literally yellow spandex. It was a bit armorized, like a bit kind of almost not leathery, but it looked like it wasn't going to tear if you got a little scratch, and it looked very, very cool. And Deadpool's, yeah, you're dead right. That's why we like all the same things. So you're similar age, so that's why we like the similar things. That's good. So like this here should be something that I'm like, rushing out to get. But I like a lot of people, I am waiting for Inart to eventually. Why is it taking us so long for him to get their shit together and just?
Do you think they'll do an Armory though?
This is the thing. I know if I drop a pre-order in this, Wonderfest will open up. What is it, in 2 days' time or something? And bang, they'll drop like an Armory or something like that. But although I think your Batman is the one that they're going to release or announce during that thing. So like, I mean, if they're doing a BVS Ben Affleck Batman, if they're putting that up for pre-order and showcasing that at Wonderfest, they're not going to take the shine off one Batman by doing another one, surely?
No.
So, look, out of the two Armories, this is the one I prefer. I do not have an Armory. I am interested in this, but again, I have the DX19 and I have it in quarter scale. So, I don't know.
I think for what you're getting in this package is well worth the money when you consider what we saw with J&D offering and the price of that. I think this is a bargain compared to that, but
I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all by the J&D stuff. I think they make Christian Bale it's like they took a photo of Christian Bale and got one of those apps where you can make yourself look older, and they just weathered him up too many wrinkles. They were going, I don't know what they were thinking. They really made him look about 10, 15, 20 years older than he actually did in The Dark Knight Rises. I know he looks a bit older in Dark Knight Rises, but like he's not decrepit. Like, then I think Hot Toys were guilty of the same thing. I was not impressed by their Bruce Wayne from The Dark Knight Rises. I thought it was aged up and it looked weird. It looked like, do you know in American Psycho when he has that face mask on and he peels it off? It looked like that, but the mask was still on. I really didn't think it looked particularly great.
I think this one is better, but I still don't think they've nailed it.
I would agree with you. I think this one is better than the Dark Knight Rises one. I really thought the Dark Knight Rises one looked a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's a different hair sculpt, I believe. I think this one is good. I do think Inart would do better, but funny, like it looks like him there. Maybe it's because he's brooding and as he's in the bat suit, it makes sense. But then here is like, he's really, really, really thinking really intensely about that like $1 billion deal he's going to close there. He's about to make the big business decision of his life. It looks too intense for the suit or something, maybe the expression.
Yeah, possibly. When I was looking at the pictures earlier, I was trying to compare it to just a picture of him, and I think it's a bit wide. When I was looking at just a picture of him, I don't think his head is as wide as what this is. It needs.
Yes, you are right. I can see it here.
Yeah, it's too circular.
Yeah, and I think they're guilty of that a bit. Hot Toys, they widen up those heads a bit.
Yeah, like I wonder if it's because they've got to fit the moving eyes in. So because need more space for them now, maybe they're widening.
I wonder. Yeah, the Armory looks incredible, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, but the first one looked incredible. But there's so much going on with this. Like, there's all sorts of stuff, even stuff that he didn't use in the movie, like nunchucks. Like, when did he? That's a funny expression. Why did he do this to the best Batman? Well, I think it's my favorite Batman. I don't want to trigger people in the chat; they lose their minds. Yeah, that's just hilarious. Like the Armory looks so good, but I just don't think
this is the Armory to get out of the two. I would say this is the nicer one.
Yeah. I'm not gone on that cowl. I'm curious to see what Alan, the 6-scale gallery, thinks of his cowl because he notices the finer details. But I'm just looking at that straight away and I'm like, I don't know, is it the shape of it? It's very, very circular or oval. I'm not sure is...
to me, it looks okay, but I'm not the biggest fan of this suit. I mean, out of his two suits, I think the Begin suit is actually better.
This suit on screen is my favorite. It's like I remember someone saying about that song by the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, I don't know, was it Jack White? He was like, "Oh, this is the song that everyone's had in their head since they were born, but we actually wrote it." And I thought that was really funny because it's a catchy like riff, Whereas I feel like when I first saw, I love the Batman Begins suit, and I love a lot of the design choices in The Dark Knight, to be fair, but. When I saw this suit, I was like, that's how I wanted him to look. I just think it looks really tactical and I just love the look. But you see, if they'd nailed this and I was gone with it, I'd be like, okay, this is the Armory to get. You get the Bruce Wayne, whatever. But I suppose the gripes I have with the head sculpt, I don't think it's bad. I just don't think the head sculpt, like yourself, isn't all the way there. And I don't think the cowl is all the way there. I think it's maybe too bulbous or something. Whereas the suit looks great. So, I mean, what do I do? Wait another bloody 2 years for Inart to announce it, and then it's like, I just hang on to my DS.
He was one of the ones that was first on that list, wasn't he? When they first came out and put the list out, he was on it.
It makes no sense. It looks pretty good there. Yeah, I like that.
For some reason, it looks weird in the suit.
It's less weird. I actually think the tailoring is really good on the suit because he wasn't like, it was 2008. It wasn't like ultra skinny or skinny fit. It was just a well-fitted suit, and the slacks were a little bit baggy, like. But then again, you go back to the 80s, and those pants would be considered tight. But I like it. It looks very natural the way he has his hands in his pockets. Do you not think?
Yeah, definitely. They've nailed everything, apart from the one thing that really, really matters.
Yeah, it is better than the Rises one, though. I think. I can't rule this out. I can't rule this out.
No, but the moment you do buy it, then Inart will go, oh, look, Batman.
True. I might just have to take one for the team. If I do this, then Inart will announce it at Wonderfest. And look, that looks, I love that. Because you could just put him standing in front like that. I think that works. The way they have the rolling eyes there and just his angle. I think, again, you can take a mediocre figure but pose it up really well and make it look good. Like, I have photos of my DX19 on my Instagram, and there's one in particular, it's kind of taken from a low angle with a custom cape that Alan, the 6-scale gallery, actually gave me. I think that photo didn't had the stock cape even, but yeah, my DX19 now has a custom cape from Jackson Shoe that Alan actually gifted me, and I haven't looked back. But the photo I'm talking about actually was with the stock cape. It's taken from a low angle, white background, and he has the EMP rifle held up like that, and it looks really well and it poses really well. So you can take a mediocre figure, pose it up well, and it will look incredible. I think here, if you had him posed like this, just standing in front of this, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
the only other thing you could do if you wanted to use that suit is say if you got the DX9, the one you've got, put it in there and put that in there.
Do you know what though? I've heard people say that, but I cannot put my finger on it, Harrison. I just don't like doing that. I know it's terrible. I can't. There's no sense in it. I see what you're saying is completely logical.
Yeah,
but
use
I
the
don't
best.
know. Yeah. I love that. Look at the amount of little things, even like like bullet casing, something like that. The sticky bomb gun.
Have you ever had an Armory? Do they come like that, or do you have to put each individual piece in?
I think you have to put each individual piece in. From what I remember, because I wanted to get one secondhand, but eventually I was like, no, I'm not gonna. Like, I think there is an Armory in my future, and this might be just one of those pieces, like a quarter scale, that is quite big, like a vehicle, quite big, takes up just a bit more space, and even though this could fit in a detail, a bit more expensive maybe, and this could be one of those ones that not a lot of people want. And now there's 2 Armories and it's just there, and maybe I pick it up later on. And even if not, even if it sells out, you can get it. People get bored of things. Look at the amount of stuff it comes from.
That's what I was saying. It's so much so it'll take you a whole evening just to set it up.
Yeah, but you know what? I find that therapeutic. Do you know, like you if you had like an hour to yourself, whatever, like I'd find that more therapeutic than filming a review, to be honest. Like you could just unbox that, put on a stream or some music in the background, get yourself a beer and just unbox it, pot around with it, get it posed up, and then just admire it. Yeah, I think I might just set a date in my head, and if Inart doesn't announce anything, go with this, because I do like the idea of having him standing there and then Bruce Wayne in front of it.
Is this USB-C as well?
I think so. I think so. It's weird. That's not a great angle, but then if I go all the way back to here and here, I'm like, yeah, it's Christian Bale. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I agree with you. Definitely not perfect. This is not a 10. It's not a 9. I'd say it's a solid 7.
Yeah, I'd go with a 7.
You know, maybe somewhere between a 7 and 8, but like that angle looks pretty good. I see what they're going for. It's just a strange expression.
That one you were just on, it's just very front on. His heads, they're very wide there, and there's not much shadow on either.
You're right. And looking at this, I'm not going to give that a 7. Do you know what I mean? And again, suit looks great, but even the arms don't look as natural as they did in that other. Like the angles and the posing matters.
Big time.
Who the hell is going to pose this closed with all that goodness inside it? It just doesn't make sense.
I suppose if you don't have the space, but then why would you get it?
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. But like, I want a better pose out of Bruce Wayne to make it look a bit more natural. Still pretty cool though.
It is good. It's not. I mean, we're saying all the bad things. It's not a bad piece. It still looks very, very good. It's just obviously when we're getting some particular figures with sculpts that are just 10 out of 10, like Wolverine, say.
Yeah, I have it. You pose him like this, and then you stick Bruce Wayne without the head sculpt in the suit inside in the armory. That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you do. Yeah, it's just some of the mouth plates, like, yeah. This is something I should be more excited about, but for the reason we've stated, I am not as excited as I should be, but I cannot rule that out. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into, we're leaving the endoskeleton from last, just in case you didn't know. Just going to check in on the chat. I'd never been a fan of the Bale Batsuit after Begins, really. Does fit with the film well, though. Love the suit. We have, I heard Batman and just appeared. So weird. Yeah. That is true. There is no Alfred there this time, and I think that was in badly needed a 2.0. I actually been wanting a Batman Begins figure, a good one, 1/6 for a while. Yeah, I had to do the Jackson Jew cowl and faceplates and an OT Customs cape. I still think that they can do better. Hot Toys can do better, or Inart, but Inart don't seem any interest in doing this. And if Inart did the Batman Begins now without doing the Dark Knight one, it's just like, what are you doing, lads? What are you even doing? I'm just catching. Cowl is a no bueno. The man has spoken. This man, like, he's got the eye. Like, he's a photographer by trade. He's got the eye. He loves a good custom cowl, or cape, or mouth plate, or neck piece, or shoulder pads. And he'd be like, but look at them, they're a fraction of a millimeter more accurate. And I'm like, I can't see it. But no, to be fair, like he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff, and we both obsess about both of those suits. So yeah, the body, if it's the same as the other Armory version, is awesome. The proportions are great. Yeah, I think the body definitely looks better than the sculpt. 12-inch Museum says, hello, community collectors. I was able to pre-order Artisan Harley and Battle Damage Endoskeleton today. I'm so happy. There's a shot in here of the shirt collar all messed up, and it looks shocking. I might take a look at that later on. Shame they didn't do it with an Alfred. Yeah. Oh, we must have seen the collar, and we must have not noticed it. So I must have taken another look later on. Harley, her face is off. Why can't they do female figures? I think they can do female figures, but this isn't a particularly good example of one. That Black Widow was incredible, and I think they've done they have done a lot of good female figures, but yeah. Okay, you just give me your take on this, Harrison. This is the Artisan one. I'll flick through the photos.
So I think I think the sculpted one looks better again. I don't mind the rooted, but I do think Hot Toys is getting to that stage now where the sculpted just looks so good, and you can just do a better job for some hairstyles being sculpted. The color on the rooted for me, I think, is off.
They've really zoomed in on her butt, really.
Yeah.
Can I just I'll just preface this. Hot Toys, like, for a while there, this might be weird things to say, but they weren't, like, for a company that, like, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Their bread and butter is like realism and creating the most, some of the most accurate 1/6 scale figures that we see. Some of the times they're just not anatomically correct. Whereas, like, for a while there, they really weren't able to do butts of male and female characters. Like, if you remember, there's some Spider-Mans there, like the red and blue, sorry, the red and black suit, the upgraded suit, the Tom Holland one from Far From Home. Like, it's just like all the proportions seem, pretty good, and then it's just like this square where his arse should be. And it was the same from the Endgame Cap, and it's like, if you're trying to make accurate representations in 6 scale, they need to work on that. But obviously, this is what they're doing here by showcasing this, I'd imagine. Or maybe they're just trying to appeal to the more perverted collectors. I'm not sure. But like, I'm calling a spade a spade. Obviously, Margot Robbie is a genetic miracle. Like, she's, you know, incredibly beautiful and all that, but that's neither here nor there. So what were you saying?
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. So for me personally, I think this does look pretty good. I much prefer the expression on this one than the first one. I was never really a fan of that open mouth. But I know a lot of people don't think it looks very much like her. But I think as a whole package, from head to toe, it is better than the first one. If you're a fan of Harley, I do think this is an improvement over the first one. And I mean, just the body alone, you've got, I can remember the knees on the other one was definitely not the best. I don't think it's a bad expression. I don't.
Okay, so if we look at, I'm just trying to find. Okay, so this here is the artisan version, yeah?
Yeah.
And then this is the sculpted version. And I was watching two videos today. I watched Dean Knight's video, and I think it was a Ben Thomas video, and both of them were saying they prefer the likeness on the sculpted version. I gotta say though, with that's and they both acknowledge it's a weird thing to say because wouldn't it be the same sculpt just with different, you know, one with sculpted hair and one with rooted hair. My take on it is that I'm struggling to see Margot Robbie in both of these. Sorry, which one has been projected now? Is it the
sculpted? That's the
sculpted. Okay, so like I can see what they mean. I think maybe slightly better. Maybe it's the photos. So here, that's the artisan, and here, this is the sculpted. But I gotta say, I am struggling to see Margot Robbie in both of these.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely not a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
it definitely could be improved a little bit.
Put it this way, I think as imperfect as that last Christian Bale Bruce Wayne was, I can see Christian Bale more in them than I can see Margot Robbie in these.
Really?
And that might be a hot take, but
I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's one of those figures I think is really, you either really like or you really don't. I see her. I don't see her completely, but I definitely do see that it's her. And I think that if she was on a shelf like that, you would instantly go, "Oh, it's Margot, it's Harley."
But how much of that is it's the outfit and the pink, the candy floss pink and blue hair and the baseball bat and the mallet and all that. Like, I'll say this, if I want to look at me, so I want to give a good example. Okay, so if you look at, say, the full-bodied examples there, right? I think it looks incredible. What I mean by that is, like, to make two things make a figure good for me in the same way that two things make a head sculpt good for me. One, does it look like a 6-scale human being? You know, does the head sculpt look like a real human? And in both of these, artisan or sculpted, the answer is yes. But the second part then, does it physically resemble the person it's supposed to look like? And like, obviously, Margot Robbie, absolutely gorgeous. But this here, I don't think it looks like Margot Robbie. I'm not saying I can't see her at all, but I am struggling to see the likeness. So as a figure, it looks realistic. The proportions are incredible. Like you said, it's a seamless body and it looks very natural. But I will say this as well. I think, obviously, Margot Robbie's in fantastic shape as well. But like, I think this figure is, although it looks very natural, is curvier than Margot Robbie is, if I remember correctly. Like, there's no question. It's a great representation. It's a great figure. It's a great representation of Harley Quinn. I just think the likeness could be better. And even though the body does look natural, I just don't think it's probably even a bit too curvy for Margot Robbie. But there's my 2 cents.
Could that be because it is silicone, so they're making it slightly thicker?
It could be. It could be.
So it doesn't split so easily.
Yeah. In fairness, it still looks incredible. Although, see the neck there? Does that look a bit long there to you? Or it's just the clothes?
Maybe just because of the necklace that she's got on.
Yeah, that's true. But look, I've no interest in this anyway because like I don't think the movie's good at all. Like she's very good at playing the character, do you know? But yeah, I just I really enjoyed the second Suicide Squad, and it's like she's good at playing the character, but I just don't like the movie, so I could not. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Is this something you're interested in?
No, it's not for me either. It's not. I mean, I would have it like that because I do think it looks pretty good. But I definitely, and I know a few people would like it to be a little bit improved. I could see it being one where Hot Toys just drops a little tiny update just before it releases to go, oh, here you go. We touched it up a little bit.
And you know what? It could be just the photos. I don't think it is, though. I think that just needs work. So
I do prefer that expression. I think over the smiling, the big wide mouth smiling one.
That's funny. We messaged about this in the group chat, and maybe it's because I'm a bit nonchalant about it because it's like didn't like the movie. I'm not going to get it. So I actually always thought that one with the first one they did with that outfit and the baseball bat and the open mouth, I thought that captured her like mischievous nature very well. I know it limits the posing on it, but I always was really impressed by that particular figure. But obviously we're coming at it from different ways, but we're just look at that differently, I suppose. But I like a lot of people, I would be in the minority here because I think a lot of people didn't like the open mouth style sculpt. Okay, so this is the real deal. So I'm just gonna catch up with the chat real quickly. So we got 30 people watching live. Much appreciated. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Vita saying Black Widow is pretty cool. I agree. But that's the only female figure so far. Like, really? I'm trying to think. I'm on the spot now, but if you go back through what they had, second Ahsoka, maybe not so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the females. I've got
Cosca Reeves.
I've got Wonder Woman 84. I think she looks pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Cosca Reeves did a great job on that.
Yeah.
The head sculpt, I think, was the head sculpt on the Tessa Thompson was very good as well. I thought they've done some really good ones. But yeah, Black Widow is a great example.
The Shin Hati, that was very good.
Shin Hati, yeah, that was pretty good as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's down to better photos on the sculpted. Yeah, so that kind of, you're explaining the difference between the why people are saying they think the likeness is better on the sculpted. We got Robert there. How you doing, Robert? Fennec, yeah, Bo-Katan, yeah. I think they've done some really good ones, but the Black Widow one is kind of, I think it's not, they've elevated it on the next level. Like, so this is incredible. I thought, Harrison, that the way we saw that kind of logo for 25 years of Hot Toys, and now they're going to be giving nods to some key characters and all that, and everyone thought, they're going to go back and they're going to do Indiana Jones and they're going to do Kyle Reese and they're going to George Lucas or whatever. But then they did an Iron Man, Casper the Friendly Spider-Man, and then they did the brown suit Wolverine. Okay, the brown suit Wolverine was cool, but is that really how you're going to celebrate 25 years? Shouldn't you go back to classics? But then they all came out, so we saw the prototype images, and bang, yesterday they all got released. So I was thinking, I wonder, will the endoskeleton be like that, where you get an early batch released like the Commando Bond or the Deadpool Battle Damage and Clean, where there'll be a little sneaky batch out first and you could pay a little bit more and get it quicker. And because this is part of the 25 years, I was thinking maybe it's the same, but the other ones were limited exclusives, so I don't think that's going to happen for this one. I think this is just Q3, 4 next year, sadly, but that's a bit disappointing, but pardon me. So where do you stand on this? You mentioned before that this would be the only thing from Terminator you have an interest in. I'm like the opposite. I want it all. But what are the chances? Could you give me a percentage chance that you could actually go and get this?
I would say a good 75%. I think you just look at this and you just go, that's Terminator instantly. Like, you don't, and I think it's just, especially this one, it looks very, very good. Very good.
So good. So a few details on this. This is $400, or I believe it's €352.16. They're sideshow prices, so I haven't factored in shipping or customs, import tariffs, the dreaded tariffs. Interchangeable battle damage components. In fairness, I was so excited about this. I did it. We're on a live stream now. I did a video on it earlier on, and I did a video yesterday when it was literally just the initial blog, which I translated. Well, I didn't translate. I just clicked translate to English on the Facebook post, but it's not the best translation. So they were saying things like, this is the war loss version. And I was like, what is a war loss version? And then later on they said it comes with swap out parts, and it was the war free version, which I deduced, okay, war loss, they're saying it's a battle damage version, has battle damage parts, and then it has war free version, free from war or clean parts, which we were right on that. It is die cast. There is no USB light up functionality on the LEDs for the lights, so it does light up, but unfortunately no USB. You get 2 plasma rifles. You got a very, very, it's not just a random base. It's a base which is a diorama themed base, which is like an environmental base, which is part from a scene of a movie. It's exactly what I like when it comes to base. It's not just a square or an oval or a diamond or a sand base. It's actually like part of the scene from a movie with those that iconic opening screen. And look, the word iconic gets thrown around a lot. This is the definition of iconic. When you see those shots from the future war, and you see those very intimidating shots where they crush the skull, so you get part of that as well. 3 different interchangeable parts. You get the clean parts for the sternum or chest piece, the right thigh, and then the arm, or you could have the battle damage version, which has like burn, laser blast, that kind of stuff for the chest. Pardon, for completely ripped off left arm, and then a battle damage thigh piece as well, and a few swap out hands. 2 plasma rifles. Someone said in the description, sorry, pardon me, that there is a sculpt, 2 sculpts. Did you hear anything about that, Harrison?
No, I haven't seen anything about 2 sculpts.
Now I'm gonna have a check there, but just give us your thoughts on that. I'll put it forward and get a good photo for you. And what are your thoughts on this, just from looking at it?
I mean, I was looking at some pictures earlier comparing, and I think that it's almost spot on. The only thing I saw that I thought maybe wasn't exactly like, and it's really a nitpick, but are the teeth. Mm-hmm. From these pictures, they look almost like it's the whole thing is the chrome and then it's painted over the top. So it doesn't look quite as like that. One thing I've always known about the endoskeleton is that those teeth stand out. They are white. Mm-hmm. Like they really do stand out. So
you think the teeth here are more of like a beige or an off color?
Well, it just looks like it's painted over the top of the silver. Like some of them, when you zoom in, I've looked in, it doesn't quite. They could maybe just, I don't know how they would do it, but just do like separate teeth, and then it would stand out just a bit. Because I know that every time I've ever seen it, the thing that's always been the creepiest part of it is like it's almost this metal robot that has human teeth.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my video. It is creepy. It is creepy. The battle damage looks great, doesn't it? Just the cracks on
the whole body looks very. It doesn't look plastic at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly switch to sideshow here. It says here 2. See the first point that you can read there. It says over 25 points of articulation. Then 2 interchangeable endoskeleton skulls.
Interesting.
But I'd say maybe they're not highlight. They didn't highlight that in the end where they usually highlight the highlights of the figure. But they didn't say 2 interchangeable skulls. So maybe if we scroll through, we'll see a battle damage and a clean, and one of the skulls has LED lights. Interesting. So there's 2 skulls, but only one of them lights up. That is weird, isn't it?
It is weird, and it should be USB.
It really should be.
Everything should be USB now.
Because at no point there, I'm trying to see, is there any difference between these skulls? Like the one here, I can't see any difference. The one on the right as the one on the left.
We're looking at the description at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. See the way one of them lights up and one of them doesn't, but there's none that are kind of dead here.
No, and I can't see a difference really either.
Yeah, I'm curious on that, why it says 2 skulls.
Is it one with the mouth open and one with the mouth closed? Because I know there's some shots with the mouth that's open, but I would have thought that just opened and closed.
But then why would only one of them light up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Range.
So, yeah. I can't really spot it, but yeah, in fairness, this is I've made 2 videos on it and I'm still excited about it. I love the way they have the dual wielding blasters, environmental base. I'm just going to have to get a fusion reactor kit. I think it'll be easier to hide the wire though, because there's so many little pipes and wires that you could hide it right down the back, and then you're just going to have to hide that one cord down the back of whatever leg is kind of further back. You know, like in this one, maybe hide it down the left leg and then just out the back, and the base will actually do a bit to block the wiring in the background as well. So yeah, this has happened. I just wish that there was a small batch ready to go. Pardon me. I think we've just about wrapped it up there. Anything you want to add there?
No, I mean, I agree with you. The diorama bases are the best bases. I think in my opinion, I think every hot toy should have a diorama base, but one that you can actually stand them on, not one that's impossible to stand on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to address, so that endoskeleton in HK Supplier is just 355 all in. Yeah, and Sideshow is 400 plus tax and tariffs, and that's not including shipping or anything yet. You're not wrong. Every light up should be USB. A man can dream. A man can dream. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. And that's why, Phil, you are the... I'm going to get good use out of that clip. The diecast made me pre-order. Think it'll go weightless. Like, yeah, I think this is going to go weightless. It's only a matter of time. Maybe not soon, but it will. That's pretty much us done, folks. Harrison, thanks very much for giving up some of your time. Much appreciated. Do you have anything you want to promote or plug, or anything you want to add before we...
Yeah, if you want to look at any of my photography, you find me on Instagram at Viking Collectibles. Thank you again for having me on. It's been great.
No problem. And sure, look, we added you to the group anyway, so like if you want to if you want to just come on whenever it suits you, just let us know. So I think we're pretty much going to wrap that up. I will say just one last time, the 100th episode, we're on episode 96 of the Hope Show. 97, 98 and 99 will be the next 3 Mondays, and then 100, all going well, will be Monday the 27th of October. So please, if you want to be part of the channel member giveaway, just become a channel member, no obligation. If you are a trooper, you will get 1 entry to the duck race. Well, there'll be multiple duck races. So like you might be a trooper, but if we're giving away 7 things and you haven't won anything for the first 6, you're still in with a shot for the 7th. And then, and then if you're a commander, you've got 3 shots. So, all right, folks, that's us done. Thanks very much. And see you later.
See you later.